Okay, welcome to day 195. I'm going to start today by asking a favour for everyone that's actually watching. Can you guys like and subscribe to this channel? I've not actually done this channel for like and subscribes and popularity, but there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I think a lot of people that are considering building, certainly in the Caribbean, need to be aware of some of the things that we've done that are good, things that are done that have been bad we've had to rectify. Obviously, you know, we've been through a situation where a builder's taken our money and undelivered. So again, people need to know about that. So I met a guy here yesterday that's obviously going to be building. Adam, hope you're well. I will get back to you, by the way. You know, it's massively important to get the right builder and the right team on site. Otherwise, it can be absolute hell. Certainly if you're not actually from the country itself. So like and subscribe in the video just helps it get out to more people. I'm not even titling the video relevant to building. You know, it's Barbados beach house build. It's not about how to build a pool, how to scratch coat a wall, how to this, how to that. And I may rename some of the videos to try and help people. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of people asking questions. Yeah, how did you do this? How did you do that? What would you do here? What would you do there? So you guys liking and subscribing would really help. So, and obviously, the more of you do it, the algorithm just enables more people to see it and share it. So I think we've got 209 subscribers. So that's just a manual, organic thing. It would be good to try and get it to 1,000 plus if we physically could. So any help you could give would be great. Anyhow, it's later today. It's 11:15, so I've been here for a few hours. We've done quite a bit already. The men on the well have finally turned up just now with a new machine. Machine meaning compressor. So the two options you have on the island to do a well, and everyone has a well, by the way. So you have the septic tank and the well itself, and you have to go down at least 15 to 20 feet. We're doing 25 on ours. So the two options you have is to go to Williams, who are the only company on the island, and they drill it within 4 or 5 hours. Done. Which is exactly what I did, but they couldn't fit me in for Christmas. And then I was recommended to go to another company, and they then, with little manual drills, they drill it out. So little Kangos. So they've obviously got the Kango itself, and they've got the actual the drill going, and that takes anything from 4 to 5 days if they turn up and they do a full day's work, which is where one of the problems I have. They're not doing a full day, and then they've had issue with compressors and all sorts. So it's been a nightmare. But anyway, the other thing we're doing today is we're actually getting the white coat put on the underneath of the main doors. So that column itself will be done here. Above here will be done. This side here will be done, and then the same on the other side as well. Inside, the ceiling men are still doing what they've got to do, working their magic, and the electricians are now running in some conduits and some cabling. So that's the cabling. So you've got the conduit itself that goes in the walls. We've got first fix coming through now, which is great. These boys are planning all of it. The ceiling stuff is in, and we've got wood in and around where the fans will be. So obviously we need something to mount to, so the ceiling fans will be mounted into something wooden. That's happening throughout. I think that's the only room they've done so far, but yeah, the carpenter is working with them today to make sure that each room has got a centralised fan, and we've got wood there to drill into. Obviously we've already seen some of the water's been turned out, and some of the services like laundry, etc. is in already. External ventilation's already in as well. The electrical room has been done, and the ceiling has been played around with. We've just about got enough room to cover the plasterboard over those pipes without actually adding more height. Height as in taking the height down, not adding, sorry. We've got a cleaner at the moment, and she is trying to stay behind everybody and making sure she's keeping them in shape. Right, Sharon? Good. Scratch coat going on here. That's got to be white mortared. This has all got to be white mortared. This is all got to be white mortared. This isn't being white mortared, which is why it's smooth. Scratch coat is something that something can bond onto. So this is going to be white coated, but the doors themselves, you can see the track is going to sit about here, which means we're only going to have a little bit of white on here. So once the door's in, we'll actually measure those and get that done. We might even just paint it white, in all fairness. But again, all of them have got to be done. We've had the returns done, but we've not done the actual main setback columns. This column's got to be poured, so I want to make sure that is dead square. If it's not dead square, I'm not pouring, because I'm fed up with columns not being straight. That definitely isn't straight by the looks of it, so I want to get a level on that. And we've got to get, so they make this little scoop so actually the concrete pours down inside. So we've got to get that done today, because that is one thing that's going to hold us up. We've also got to cut that rebar out, which is still sitting there for some unknown reason. I don't know why they did that one and all of them, but didn't do that one. So we need to get that looked at. Doors and windows are started, as I said yesterday. At the moment we are having a few teething problems with getting the windows balanced and shutting. I think that's because they're not balancing them properly, so they've got to actually put the base in level, screw that and fix that. A friend of mine in England said what he does is he fixophones all of his windows in the hole first. He fixes the base down, then does the window foam, and off the back of the foam, once that's gone off, he then plumbs and screws in, and it basically gives him a softer edge and an insulation to move around when he does that. Again, you've got packers here, for instance, and you've got a set of packers there, so that's not too bad on this window, and there's a set of packers down there, and there's a set of packers here, but there should be more packers in here. So I need to talk to the company to find out if there's anything in particular that they need to be doing here, but here's a perfect example. I don't think there's enough packers actually on the windows themselves, so that's one thing we do need to do, is make sure we get that understood and clear. Starts off by actually getting the window down first. Once that's down, then off the back of that, then you can then plumb the sides, also front and backwards as well, before you start screwing in. So I think that's probably where the teething problems are coming from on the opening. The other thing is the guy that's actually doing the wardrobes in here has just asked me to measure the internal walk-in wardrobe to make sure that we've got enough space in between the actual doors when they're open. He said most wardrobes are 24 inches, but he thinks that the gap in between here, so we're going to have a U shape here, so there's going to be, this wall here is going to be done, the wall behind me is going to be done, and the wall down the side of it is going to be done. So in between, he's saying there would be 35 inches is what we should have, but if we do 24 we won't get that. So we've got 90 inches in total, so between 24 inches either side, that's 48. So that would leave us, yeah, that would leave us about 35. 3 foot, should be fine. So hopefully that should be alright, but anyway, there it is. The wardrobe. So this little bit here, from here to here, will be mine, and from here all the way around here, and all the way around here to here, will be my wife's. That would just be for the shoes and the handbags. I'm sure she'll let me a little bit more than that. What else is going on here? Obviously the guys are here doing the ceilings. That's still been finishing off. Plumbers are here at the moment as well, so the plumbers are doing some stuff. Not too sure what stuff they're doing. Yesterday what we did is we did the hallway. So I'll show you what that looks like. So the hallway front edge into where the front door will be was white coated yesterday. So there's the internal on both sides. That's the main entrance into the house itself. And eventually this underneath beam will be done, and also the front edge all the way around here will be done as well. So we've got to wait for that to dry first. This is for the garage beam, which we're going to try and box up today. So I've asked for that to be done if they can. So I want to get that poured. To show you what I mean by that, we scratch coated all of the outside wall yesterday, but what we need to do is box that up and make sure that we get that boxed as well and get that bit poured. We could even pour some of this as well, but just making sure we can get that boxed up and get that poured as well, that would really help obviously seal off the side of the building. Sorry buddy. We've also got to get some pipes turned over now as well, so these need to be dealt with. That needs to be boxed up and poured as well, and that is off the back of pipe work in here not being bent over. And the reason why that is because the roof hasn't been done, and they hate having pipe work sticking out of the wall, because when they take the formwork down, sometimes the formwork comes down like a guillotine and just cuts it all off, and then to get it out of the wall and repair it is a big job. So I would rather get that sorted now rather than leave it where it is. So for the sake of, I mean, you can get to that anyway, so we should be able to box that up and pour that, and we should be able to do the same here as well. Not too sure what this one is. So this is the toilet. It does look quite small for a toilet. But apparently in Barbados they've gone from 4-inch code to 3-inch. So yeah, that's where the toilet will be. So no reason why we can't again box that up and get that poured as well. So we need to get those done. I'm assuming that's electrics over there. So yeah, there'll be a socket here somewhere. So yeah, I think we can get that done. What's going round us in and scratch coating the underneath there. So yeah, we've got quite a bit going on. Cleaning lady is also trying to go around and keep things clean as well, which is good. So She ain't got time to sit down. She just caught me looking. She's back up again. And it's just trying to keep things clean whilst the guys are obviously drilling and doing whatever they're doing, because obviously it just means it goes into the floor. I've told her, don't be shy, just go up behind them. Move it that way, let me get that out of the way for you. Otherwise she's going to tread it into the ground. Anyway, that's where we are so far, so I'll update you as I go. So into the building itself very quickly, just to give a quick overview on what's happened today. Cameras up very busy. Electricians have been doing conduits on wall, sockets, cabling coming out. First fix elements now happening. The downside to the first fix elements, it stops us obviously boarding out the actual rooms themselves. So we need to try and hurry these guys along so we can start plastering. Obviously things like the shower element is now going in, but again that's got to be moved down. I don't know why that's right up there. It's meant to be 8 foot. That is meant to be about a foot and a bit, maybe 13, 14 inches away from the shower. It's not. That definitely isn't central. So yeah, there's a few little teething problems I'm seeing. But again, you're seeing first fix sockets, cabling coming in. I don't know what we need here. They poured us a concrete, but I'm probably going to fix the foam, all these sort of things. Again, more cabling, more metal conduit. Same around here. So the power's going in. Some of the lights actually now been put in as well above. So you're seeing first fix cabling obviously coming through as well. So that's actually been pushed through. So I need to start understanding from the electrician, where are you focusing, and can you do one room so that when the room's finished, we can start, because what we've got to do is we've got to batten all of these walls, and then we've got to plasterboard these walls, and obviously we've got to open up holes where cabling is and pull the cabling through. So we really need to understand where they are and whether they can finish one room so we can actually get on. At the moment, they're dabbling with every room, which means we can't work in any room. So we need plasterboard on the ceilings, plasterboard on the walls, battening on the walls and plasterboard on the walls, and then we need insulation going in so we can crack on with that. Through here, these boys have been doing the white mortar. So they've done the actual inner seals, so they look beautiful. So from the outside now, we've actually got the wall done. It's a shame they've had to fix the rods on the outside, so they'll have to obviously take them off and then fill the holes, but you're now seeing a complete white opening, which is beautiful. The guys have been working on the weld today and pissing the neighbour off, unfortunately. And then the machine broke down again, so they've got to try and get that fixed. What else has been happening down here? The guys have re-skimmed this wall down here. I'm not too sure why they've done that, because that was already pre-done. So, but anyway, they've done that. The manholes have been finished off all the way around. Scratch coat around here has been finished off. What else? The guys had already done this earlier, but they were looking to box up the beam here and pull this beam and hole. But I did say it was drunk, so they've redone it. It's still not very square, so we need to get that done, and also they've been finishing off the outside manholes here as well. So foyer was done last night, so that's looking pretty good. And the manholes down here have been poured as well. So not all of them, but the end one's been poured, this one's been poured, that's been broken back out again, so we can actually straighten the pipes up and get those sorted out once and for all. And then I want that dug up all the way through here this week, and I want that pipe reset so we can actually finish off once and for all the sewage. That is the last pipe needed to connect up the main sewage line, and obviously the well needs to be dug out, so then we've got an operational sewage system. So that's been pretty much today. Today's been inside electrics and mechanical. It's been manholes and concrete. It's been boxing up here. It's been finishing off some of the scratch coats around the sides so the guys can crack on tomorrow. Obviously under there's been done as well. So anything that needs scratch coating that hasn't been done has been done. The guys obviously have white cemented the front, and tomorrow they're going to be doing all of this piece here. So this whole side is going to be done again, level with here all the way around. And then if they've got nothing else to do, which they don't really have anything else to do after that, then they're straight into this building here. So I do want the main home finished first, but once that's done, they'll be straight into this. So that's the plan with that so far. The windows obviously are, the window fitter couldn't turn up today. He got stuck on another job, which is always the way. So I need him committing to being here tomorrow. So we need to get these doors finished off because they are not fitted well, and as a result they're not shutting very well. So again, won't go into massive detail, but you can tell that the gap at the top is too wide compared to the bottom, and he's done that to try and pull the door over so that the actual corner here misses and shuts. Whereas I think we need to start with a hinge. Maybe we need to move the hinge over to try and get that corner lifted so it shuts nicer. So I think what we need to do tomorrow is take the glass out of a couple, start by plumbing the actual frame at the bottom and the sides completely up, get them fixed, and then get the glass back in and see how it works. Anyone out there that's experienced at fitting windows, certainly big double glazed ones like this, certainly from the UK, let me know, give me some advice. Obviously toe in heel and all that sort of stuff. Need to make sure that something is corrected to try and make these windows shut better. They should out of the box be shutting beautiful and maybe playing up a little bit when you add the glass, but they're playing up before we even put any weight in them. The bases are plumb, I've checked that, but I have checked the window frames and they're not plumb. So I'm going to be talking to the guy when he turns up tomorrow to see whether we can actually work on that. I'm not too sure also whether we're looking at whether these are plumb outwards or not. As you can see up here, we're quite surface orientated, but down here we're set back. But as you know, the windows and everything else are drunk in this building, so we need to make sure that we know what we're doing before we start wondering what's going on. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll update you when I get here tomorrow.